Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video here on Marvel Strike Force. What do we have to talk about today? Well, you might notice in the background here that I have Undying up. Why? Because you may have remembered that I did a video talking about the existence of Zombie Scarlet Witch, who is going to be the fourth Undying character to be released this probably Halloween. So we're doing a follow-up video here. This time we are going to be talking about her kit. Yes, I have her kit and what she is going to do for the team, and I want to share this with you all. A little bit of a what I call a Boilon juice box video here for you. And some other things that I do want to talk about before we jump into that, though, is that I've also heard rumors of Hela and Zombie Iron Man getting a stat rework to the extent of like a modern era, like what we're getting now with new stats, that kind of thing. Juggernaut Zombie, unfortunately, is not. This has kind of made me reconsider whether or not I want to level this team, because as soon as I heard about a stat rework, I was, well, I have a 2 diamond Hela. She's at 90 G17 and not too much further. I could probably take her to G18 100 for sure. As far as Iron Man Zombie goes, well, I would love to put some diamonds on him if he's going to be really badass. I do have dark diamonds available, but I'd have to get his red stars up, and well, I don't really buy RTA passes, so that's a little bit of an issue. But we'll talk about that and more in this video. So if you are ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. All right, let's start things off. We're gonna go into full screen mode, so I'm gonna go away for a little bit here, but you'll hear my voice in the background, of course. So we're gonna go here. So we have Scarlet Witch Zombie, right? This is, I don't know if this is what she's gonna look like, right? Like, but it's probably gonna be like the what if part. I got to imagine it's the what if. Is there another one? I don't know. Anyways, her tags is going to be Villain, Global, Bio Blaster, Undying, and Epic. Of course she is. Now, a few things, though, is that there has been rumors that she may be a 4-star unlock. I do not know, and I'm going to put, I'm just going to put this up here anyways early on, but no, I don't have it. Anyway, subject to change. My subject to change button is not on this scene, but there's a few things that may be that way, and I don't know 100%. There is rumors that she may not be free to play obtainable, that you might need to buy her only. If you guys remember, maybe you don't, but the Juggernaut Zombie event and the Iron Man Zombie event, they were essentially event campaigns, but you were farming limited nodes. There was like 5 nodes that you could farm daily to get orb fragments. It was really bad. Like, you would get like 1 orb a day kind of thing, and if you wanted more orbs, you would have to refresh the nodes and then refresh with cores to get event energy. So it was a lot of coring in order to actually get these character orbs to get shards for them. And it was, realistically free to play. If you wanted to spend the cores, you were looking at either a 2-star unlock or maybe a 3-star if you put some cores into it to get more of these orbs. So it wasn't very generous. And we basically have 3 stars across the board now, as you guys know, for character unlocks. So what they're exactly going to do with Scarlet Zombie Witch, I don't know. And I'm actually quite concerned about what might come to pass, because they're in this kind of phase of slow drip and gouging the player base. But the problem is that she's like a Halloween character release. You can't like slow drip her, because then it's going to be like Christmas, honestly, before she gets unlocked, right? Like, it could take well over a month, which would drag us into December. And I just don't see them doing that for this character. So I think they're gonna, I think they might paywall it. I think they could put offers up for sure. I don't know if they'll necessarily be free to play obtainable or not, because they don't seem to be going back to the 2 stars. So for them to give us like an immediate 3-star in less than a week, or within a week, I guess, in that Halloween week, I find, that's kind of, I'm kind of skeptical about whether or not that happens. But we'll have to wait and see, right? We don't even technically have official confirmation that she's coming to the game, but well, I'm telling you here. So looking at the kit, honestly, I would, again, another reason why I'd be surprised, I would not be surprised if she is not free to play. She's very strong. Again, 4th member of the Undying, and I can confirm to you that yes, there will be a 5th character to round out the team. next Halloween, assuming we get there in the game because, well, you know, State of Marvel Strike Force and all that stuff. But anyways, assuming we get there. Let's talk about the passive first. Boy, is this a textbook. I actually copied and pasted this against Captain Britain's passive, and it was pretty much the same in total number of words. And I remember when they said that they were trying to simplify the kits by making the stats better. But boy, this is long. So let's get started from the top. It is called Power of the Damned. Now, characters killed by zombies. So this is not exactly how it's worded in the game. I've just simplified this a little bit for you guys. I didn't want to keep putting zombie Scarlet Witch, so I just put switch zombie, but whatever. Characters killed by her cannot be revived. On spawn, bury yourself for 20% of this character's max health on any turn if this character does not have exhausted. So this is, I think, the first time this text has appeared off of, you know, that's not Mephisto or Odin now. I don't, oh, sorry, and Black Knight, I guess, has it too, right? The exhaust mechanic stuff, I forgot about that. But this would be like maybe the fourth character that has exhaust text. Flip all bleed on self and all undying allies. Now, what's really funny about this, I suppose, is that, well, you know, Undying is a war offense team. So how, you know, you're not going to run them on defense. Right? Maybe you might, like maybe there's niche instances where you might. But by and large, they're an offense team. So unless you're going up against Mephisto in war offense, that's the only time you would have exhausted, I suppose. It's a bit strange. But anyways, yeah, so as long as she's not exhausted, she can flip all bleeds on self and on all undying allies. So no bleeds for them. On turn, if an ally, Juggernaut Zombie, has died and is currently not an ally, summon Juggernaut Zombie and apply taunt to that summon Juggernaut Zombie. So basically what this means is if you have a low Juggernaut Zombie, or if he just dies for whatever reason and he is dead, he's dead, you can bring them back with Zombie Scarlet Witch as a summoned version of him. Now, what that means is that it's probably going to be based on the stats of Zombie Scarlet Witch. So if you have a really high, powerful Zombie Scarlet Witch, then Juggernaut Zombie's going to come back probably, potentially, actually better than what the other version was, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, but this is pretty cool, although it can only trigger once per match. But this is not exclusive to War Offense, which is pretty nice. Now, on War Offense, the passive does on spawn barrier all undying allies for 20% of this character's max health, because outside of it, I believe it's just her, right? That was up here. It's just her, but it's the team on War Offense. And summoned Juggernaut Zombie spawns with +2 charge. So the spawn version, not the regular version. If this character's health is greater or equal to 50%, this character and all undying allies cannot gain trauma. So no trauma to any undying allies in War Offense as long as her health is good. If this character's health is greater or equal to 50%, enemy characters cannot fill speed bar for themselves or allies. This one is huge. This is like Cabal in Cosmic Crucible, right? Like and I guess Gladiator in Arena, right? It's that kind of text here. As long as Zombie Scarlet Witch stays healthy, then other enemy characters cannot fill speed bar. This is huge because it's going to negate so many powerful characters on the war defense side of things. So I think that she is going to be very, very powerful. And if you already have Undying built up, she's going to be that next character that you're going to throw in there. So that's the passive. This is pretty lengthy. The other skills are not as lengthy. So we'll start off with the basic. Necro Bolt. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 240% damage, plus apply heal block for 2 turns. Okay, that's not so bad. And you'll actually see a lot of, not a direct, you know, it's not the exact same as the old Scarlet Witch, but there's a lot of similarities you'll see later on. If this character is not at full energy, apply bleed to primary target and call a random Iron Man zombie or Juggernaut ally to attack the primary target. So it's better if she's not at full energy. That's kind of interesting, I suppose. And then this attack cannot be counterattacked, and on War Offense, this attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. This actually repeats on all the skills. So as long as you're in War Offense, everything's unavoidable and cannot be blocked. So that's fine. It just repeats on the other ones. The special, Wretched Reality. Attack primary target for 350% damage, plus apply ability block for 2 turns and 2 bleed. So again, to the primary target. And then attack all enemies, AoE, for 250, plus apply 2 bleed up to a max of 4 to each enemy. Now, as you guys remember, I'm not gonna, and I don't have Undying's kits memorized, but you know the other members of Undying, particularly Zombie Iron Man, takes advantage of bleeds, right? And I think Juggernaut puts out bleeds as well, so there's a lot of bleeds across the team, right? And they all take advantage of this, like with the mind control part, I believe, of Zombie Iron Man's passive. So yeah, having more bleeds on everyone is going to be very good. Now, what I really like is this here: apply safeguard for 2 turns to self and all allies. It's not even specific to Undying. Again, subject to change maybe, because maybe it'll be so OP that they'll change it later on, but this is what it currently sits at. Safeguard for 2 turns to self and all allies. This is a really nice skill. Not only does it do damage, but it does apply a utility function as well, which is really cool. On War Offense, it gets even better. Apply immunity for 2 turns to self and all Undying allies. So you get Safeguard and immunity for 2 turns in War Offense. That's just bonkers, because the combo of immunity and Safeguard is very, very strong. This attack gains 100% extra damage against enemies with bleed and cannot be counterattacked. So presumably that calculates like if they had already had bleeds. Like I guess it doesn't do damage. Well, I mean, maybe it does it again to the primary target because they'd already have bleeds. But by and large, you want them to have bleeds before you do this, probably to get the extra damage down here. That's just what I'm assuming. Cannot be counterattacked, and then War Offense is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. So yeah, a lot of it's guaranteed to go through. But I love the utility function here on the safeguard part. I think that's really, really cool. Now let's go on to the ultimate, which honestly, I don't know what the energy cost is. That's the only thing. I don't have the energy cost for it. So I actually think the special is stronger than the ultimate, in my opinion. I think this is way better than the ultimate, which is called Chaos Unleashed. It feels a bit dull, in my opinion. Maybe it's on a low cooldown. I don't have the cooldowns of these. Clear all barrier on all enemies and flip all positive effects into negative effects on each enemy. Attack all enemies for 350% damage and prolong the duration of all negative effects by 1. Now, what I like about this part here is that it includes trauma. The old Scarlet Witch, like the original Scarlet Witch, was able to do this as well, including trauma, because I don't know, certain characters they'll specify whether or not they don't extend things like trauma or ability block. They specifically call that out, but this one does not, which is pretty cool. Now it does do 350% damage. And comparatively to, you know, the special, it's a little bit better, I suppose. AoE damage is good, but it could be better. The attack does ignore defense up, though, so this is different, and this is specific to the ultimate that the special does not do, so you might get overall more damage on this one anyways. And again, once again, you constantly get this cannot be counterattacked text, and then the War Offense is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. So the fact that it can't be blocked and it ignores defense up, it very well probably will do a fair amount of damage. But yeah, I guess it's just overall utility is not as strong, in my opinion, as the special. So that is the kit for Zombie Scarlet Witch. Again, what I want to kind of do here now, though, is kind of show you guys, because I'm sure that some of you are not hyper familiar with the kits of Undying, and mainly I just want to talk about the passives and how that is going to work. Now, they are going to receive additional reworks. As far as the text, a lot of the text where it says Undying is also going to then include Zombie Scarlet Witch in there, so don't worry about that. Like they're all going to get included in there, and so all of them are going to work together in that way. But as far as how this stuff goes, that is still going to be a thing. Yeah, the taunt to all undead Asgardian allies, they're going to get more max health. Oh wait, no, she gets more max health. Sorry, and this is she's selfish. It's just to her. Non-summoned Asgardian and Undying. Oh, 25% damage. So with Hela, that Zombie Scarlet Witch is going to get an additional 25% damage. But this is in war. Like you could use Undying in war defense, but they just lose a lot of functionality, I think. But Zombie Scarlet Witch's special seems really, really strong. And it does make me wonder, because it has that exhaust text in it. If some people maybe in Crucible, there may be some usage there for that, right? And then I'm not super familiar with Juggernaut Zombie, but we'll get there. I believe, is there not more stuff in here about the team? This is really good. I honestly forgot that he had this. If this character's health is greater or equal to 50%, stun cannot be applied to this character or any ally. Honestly, I did not know that. And to the fact that Zombie Iron Man is probably going to be getting a stat rework makes me wonder, if you get this guy to 3 diamond with the new stats, how insane this is going to be that nobody... And this isn't specific to... Oh no, it is specific to War Offense. But anyways, the fact that stun cannot be applied is just absolutely brutal. And same with this. the 50 enemies cannot gain death proof. I totally forgot about this. And then enemies with bleed take an additional 25% damage. So that's on top of like this apply to everyone, right? So that's pretty crazy too. And then finally, zombie juggernaut here. I just started building it, but I have like 0 reds. I'm really hoping that the event coming up in Halloween time does give you reds for zombie juggernaut, because last year there were reds for zombie Iron Man. I'm just hoping something similar happens there. He does a lot of the taunting and stuff, right? But it does make me wonder, however, that maybe you want him to die. I don't know. So I don't know how big I'm going to build them. I'm going to focus on the other 2 characters because Juggernaut Zombie is not going to be getting a stat rework from my understanding. And if he dies, Zombie Scarlet Witch brings him back as a summoned version, which has Scarlet Witch's stats. So I'm just wondering if there's ever an intent that you want him to die so that you get the better version, maybe the better version back. I don't know. I guess it depends on how much reds or if you put any diamonds into this character, right? So the original version might be better, but for me, maybe not, right? If I started building the team. Very curious. They will hopefully be announcing this at some point later on. Who knows when, because they're slowly starting to tick some of the boxes of the videos that I've done. But I just wanted to share this with you guys, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do you like Undying? Are you looking forward to Zombie Scarlet Witch? What do you think of the kit? It does seem pretty crazy. Whether or not she is paywalled, I don't know, but she looks really strong, and a character that, especially given the new stat era, someone that you may use in other game modes as well. Actually, there is an Undying section of Battle World. Probably you've already seen that in one of my other videos as well. So there will be other places to use this team too, not just war offense. So that's where something I'm a little bit curious about this time around, that I might actually put some investment into this when we learn more about her release. So that's going to be it for this video. Again, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and have a nice rest of your day. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.